putting me inside a box. Yeah, I know I said I didn't mind, but I might have fucked up. Yep, I gotta run it back, cause really I wanna.
All right. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Cortez Mack, and I am here with Major Third. Say what's up to the people, man.
Yo, what's up? How's everyone doing?
So I came across you on Instagram a few weeks ago, and you were just so dope that I was like, yeah, we gotta connect. We gotta talk. And the first thing that struck me about you was your name. We'll get into your artistry and your music in a minute, but let's talk about this name first. Where does Major Third come from?
Yeah, first of all, thank you very much. Yeah, the name is supposed to be a quadruple entendre. You know, in the rap game, that's probably my favorite aspect of rap, even more than rhyming or nice flow, is like double meaning, puns, things like that. So first off, I am a third. So, you know, my dad, my grandpa, we all have the same name. I'm named after my dad, who's a junior. He's named after his dad, right? So at the end of my name, I have that that suffix, third. And so I go by Trey. When people ask me my name, I say Trey. And you'd be surprised how many people get confused. They don't realize that usually if your name's Trey, it's because you're the third. So that would be the first meaning, right? Then from music, of course, I played piano from like second grade to maybe 10th grade. And the major third is just like a element of music theory. It's like a foundation for chords. It's just like a very standard music terminology there. So it's the second meaning. Third would just be, I kind of thought it had a cool like military sound to it. Like, you know, Big Boy, one of Big Boy's AKAs is General Patton. So I thought it was like a major third, like it sounds like, you know, a major or something. So that was third. And then finally was when I really picked the name, I was in college and I was double majoring in math and physics. And so I was like, yo, this is my third major. Like, I was trying to let people know, like, this is serious. Like, you know, I'm just as good at this rap stuff as math and physics. So this is like my third major. So those were like for the four meanings.
I love it. I love it. So being that you're educated, that you have this background, this extensive background that I had no idea about, that was the purpose of this interview. This is dope. Yeah. So cool. Would you say that music is your primary focus right now?
Sadly, no. So from that first round of college, I probably should have not gone to the college that I went to. It was a little bit of a running away from home. So I was from Atlanta originally. And in Atlanta or in Georgia in general, if you have good enough grades, you get what's called, I think, the Hope Scholarship. Yeah. And so I could have gone to like Georgia or Georgia Tech for free. And I got into both of those places. And again, because I ended up doing math and physics, Georgia Tech would have been perfect. But it was only like 40 minutes from my house. So I just couldn't have like my mom like driving up and like, you know, I just had to like get out of there, be my own person, you know. So I went to a much more expensive private school in North Carolina, Wake Forest. And so I racked up, you know, something like 60 grand in student loans, which is still where I'm at right now. So ever since then, not that I regret it completely, you know, it got me where I am today, but I've kept on going down this path of math and physics because once you kind of start, you know, it's almost like you might as well just keep going. Like, you know, I didn't want to just get a 9-to-5 job right out of college. So I took a year off and then I went to grad school. Then I taught math for a little bit. Then now I'm back in grad school. So primarily right now I am a grad student in Hawaii studying math. So it's definitely like a strong passion project, but in terms of hours spent in the day, I'm probably more focused on doing math.
I got you. Yeah, I definitely can relate, man. We have a lot in common. Yeah, I'm in Atlanta now. I'm a Georgia native myself. My primary job is in education. I'm a teacher as well. So yeah, man. Yeah, I definitely can understand of trying to balance those things out. So with music being your passion and you still kind of making time for it, how does that work in Hawaii? Because I know in Atlanta, there's a lot of ways to feed your passion. How's that in Hawaii?
Yeah, it's tough. You know, you can find some things if you look around. It's only more recently I did find a kind of a scene that I had liked. Obviously, it's been shut down now with the COVID thing. But yeah, I mean, just looking like actually before, so I'm on Oahu now, going to school at the University of Hawaii, the main campus. I was on Kauai before 2 years, which is a much smaller, more remote, much lower population. And there I really did struggle to find it, you know, like I was there for almost 2 years before I kind of even found anyone else that had the same passions or a place where I could sort of like feed that hip hop vibe. And it was only like right before I left, of course, right when I'm about to leave to come here, I finally kind of got plugged into it. But that actually kind of carried over because the main guy, there's one guy right on the whole island. If you're gonna meet the guy on Kauai, it's this guy Jesse. Shout out AOK Hip Hop. Go check that out. And yeah, I mean, he's the guy. So I met him, and then based off just following him and kind of his Instagram influence, I was able to meet someone here who's another cool guy, Cedric Clinton, and he has like a weekly cipher thing. So I started doing that. But yeah, I mean, like you said, it's a little hard to find in Hawaii. It's a little not as prominent as compared to, of course, growing up from Atlanta, where it was, you know, everywhere. But you know, trying to do what I can, you know.
Yeah, do what you can, man. So in terms of doing what you can, what are you trying to do? What is next for you as an artist? What goals do you have?
Yeah, so I'm just now really releasing for the first time music that's under my control. I had a couple of sort of, I don't want to call them botched attempts, but like I tried to make it happen, maybe a misstep, maybe I tried to pay someone to record and I didn't like how it worked out, or you know, I was trying to work with a group and I didn't really like their vision of it. So I've maybe put out like just a handful of things in the past, and then only now within the last year am I actually releasing my own music that I've been controlling. So, you know, went back to Atlanta to record, recorded 10 songs. I've got 5 out now, 5 out coming out soon. And just kind of releasing them one at a time, trying to plug them. They're all remixes of like other famous beats. So, you know, it's still kind of a work in progress. And so while that's happening, I've also been just writing for forever and trying to put together kind of my actual maybe debut tape, which is going to be working with a producer and all original beats. So hopefully that will be coming out this summer, or this summer is when I'm going to try to record it. Yeah.
Cool. One of the things that I really, really appreciate about you and your page is the hip hop history and those lessons that you give. Why is hip hop so significant to you? What made you choose to go into the hip hop genre?
Yeah, I think, I mean, growing up, I had so many musical influences, but it's so easy to have hip hop be a big one from Atlanta. You know, I was thinking about this interview and I was thinking about 2 funny examples specifically. One was that the first CD I ever bought personally was Beware of Dog, that Lil Bow Wow's first album. I bought it at Borders. I think I was like 10 or 11 years old, you know, and it was probably like one of the only ones my mom would have let me get. You know, so that was the first one.
Bounce with me.
Yeah, exactly. And actually, that's the song, or I think it's actually the next song is Puppy Love. And like Jagged Edge is on that song, J.E., you know? And actually Jagged Edge lived like down the street from my friend. One of my friends, his dad's a fancy lawyer in Atlanta. So he got a real nice house, real nice neighborhood. And we would go trick-or-treating and Jagged Edge would be driving around like in his Escalade, like throwing candy out his car on Halloween. So it was just like this weird connection. And then another one like Welcome to Atlanta. Of course, that song was huge when it came out. And I was still really young, like shouldn't even have been listening probably, but you know, like you like sneak in from your parents, like listening.
We were all listening, bro.
Yeah, and I think that's the song where like either Jermaine or Ludacris says strokers, like they talk about strokers, and that was like something I didn't know what it was. Like I didn't even think I knew what a strip club was, but I drove past it all the time. You know, like the exit off Highway 78 Brockett. So it was just like this weird thing where not only did I like the music, I felt like there was this like kind of thing where you were plugging into it on another level even. So yeah, just from a young kid. And then plus when your parents don't want you to like something, you like it even more. You know,
definitely.
On a sneak tip, like trying to listen to hip hop and stuff. So that was it. Just at an early age, just really got into it.
So you threw out Luda, you threw out JD, you threw out Bow Weezy.
Yeah.
Who are some, and Jagged Edge, who are some of your biggest, I guess you should say, influences? Who are some people that you kind of keep in mind as you work on your craft? Who inspires you?
Yeah, I think in the beginning, you're sort of listening passively, right? You're just hearing what's on the radio, what are the people listening to. So, I mean, I could talk about some of those, and all music has been a big influence on me. But really, when I started to get more into it, more serious, and study it, obviously Eminem is a big one. Outkast, anyone from Atlanta had like a better chance of me loving them and being influencing. So like Outkast was huge, Ludacris. I'm a huge B.O.B. fan. Okay. I feel like B.O.B. doesn't get enough love or mentioned. Sci-Hi to Prince is a Atlanta guy that like people don't know for some reason. Yeah, so those are some of the big ones. I would say especially like B.O.B., like something about the way his rhyming and musicality went together. He can play the keys, man. I don't know if you see B.O.B., he slams on the keys. So when I started seeing that kind of stuff, like that he could put out that type of music too, he was a big one. So yeah, I mean, like lots of different guys, but those are some of the main ones that come to mind.
Dope. So my next question, and we're almost, man, we are breezing through these questions, man. You're easy to talk to. So would you say that, do you feel like you have an uphill battle in an industry that is predominantly Black, or do you not even, like, is that something that doesn't cross your mind? How does that factor in for you?
I would say that it could be that way. I try not to think about it. I think that definitely in the beginning, especially people like family and friends were super skeptical. You know, like sometimes showing someone close to you, you think would support you more because they're like, you know, tight with them, but actually it's the opposite. They're a little like protective and a little like they know you one way, so it's hard for them to see you in one way. So I did feel like maybe the fact that I was white was part of that in the beginning, was that they thought it was strange and I thought I was like really dope. And like I wasn't getting the reception I wanted from people around me. I think they liked it okay, but it wasn't like whoa. But then actually other people that I didn't know, that's where I got the reaction.
That's fire, bro! You need to get started. Oh my god!
Exactly, right. So that and then when I thought about that, I was like, man, I don't think it matters. Like maybe even it helps me in a weird way. At first, maybe it's a little weird, but then when I come with some heat, it adds to the element of surprise, and they're all the more excited to show me love. So that's how it was. And then to be fair, though, to my family and friends, in case they listen to this, I did go back once and listen to like a recording I made on Facebook of me rapping, and it was terrible. It was awful. And like, it was like the rhymes were good. So I think I was confused because I knew I was good at writing. So that's why I was upset with them. But in terms of like my delivery, I like wasn't good yet, but I thought I was. So I saw the video of me actually rapping and it was not good. So it really changed my perspective. I was like, man, maybe they weren't being that hard on me. Maybe they were just being realistic. And then only after lots of practice, then I actually got better. And then it was warranted maybe. Yeah.
I love it. So shout out to growth, shout out to improvement. Would you say that, because I'm thinking about growth and improvement, and like right now, this time period being at home is giving me a lot more opportunity to work on my craft. Would you say that it's the same for you?
I think so. I mean, it's weird as a grad student, even though I'm living in such a beautiful, amazing place, I probably spend too much time inside anyways. So, I like shout out to all the people out there really struggling. Like I feel for you, and I really can only try to imagine how awful this whole thing is. It's not that different for me, if I'm being 100% honest, just because in school you're kind of studying math, and I need to be reading math all the time and working on my homework. So I'm kind of holed up anyways. So it's definitely like giving me a kind of shift in perspective as I think about globally the impact. But in terms of day to day, like, you know, you can see like I'm looking pale over here. Like I'm in this beautiful place, and I still don't go outside nearly as much. Like if I, in some sense, I might be so mad at myself, like in the future, like, why aren't you living it up more? But it's just the thing of being in grad school and trying to take it seriously. It's actually my second time in grad school, right? So the first time I was in grad school, I didn't fail per se, but I didn't succeed on the level I wanted to. I got my master's degree and I no further. And so I kind of like feel like I really have to take this time seriously and like not have too much fun out there. So yeah, shout out to all the people who are actually struggling with it, because I'm kind of just doing the same thing, just in the room writing. I mean, you know, I'm still writing. Like I said, I'm trying to write at least one song a month. That's the
Okay.
bar I set for myself, and that's not really going to change probably now with this whole thing. Maybe 2 a month, but it's still like that. Yeah, maybe 2, but still like that's still what I'm always shooting for, is like one song that I feel like is pretty dope, at least once a month.
So you've been turning out some. You said that you've got a few that are available now. Where can the people find you if they want to access you, man? We got to direct the people to you because they need to be exposed.
Yeah, man. It's really just right now. Instagram is Major Third Hip Hop, so it's third 3RD, right? Not like the word, all one word. Major Third Hip Hop, and then it's the same. My YouTube channel is Major Third Hip Hop. Yeah, I mean, and that's really it. I have like a Twitter and everything, but I haven't like, you know, mastered using it yet. So it's really those 2 areas.
I'm trying to get my Twitter game strong too, man. I suck right now. I got to make one, then I got to learn it. Yeah.
And that's it. Like I said, 5 songs out now, and 5 will be coming in the next, you know, say 5 weeks. And then hopefully that encourages me and gets the people excited. And then this summer I'll try to record an actual full project with original beats and everything, and that'll be dope.
Cool. So first song people should listen to. This is your last question.
Oh.
What is the first song people should listen to? What's the one that hits you the hardest?
Okay, I think the one that I would have to suggest, even if there's another in my head that might be more for the people, the one that is closest to me is called Act Natural. Okay, it's that Havana beat, the Camila Cabinella, what's that girl? Her name? Havana. Everyone knows the Havana song, right?
Camila
It's a remix to Havana.
Song with Young Thug on it.
Yeah, exactly. And the whole song, it's called Act Natural, is basically a story. The entire song is a single story of me out at a bar, like seeing a girl that I want to talk to, and just being too chicken shit to go up to her and get it done, just being afraid and having to like try to get drunk to like get in the zone and everything and trying to go talk to her. So that's it. It's an entire tale that unfolds. All 4 verses are just, you know, chronicling the story of, and it's great because, you know, normally when I write, I almost am taking on the bravado, the standard rap bravado, you know, you're writing how you wish you were type thing.
Yeah.
But this one's like a completely accurate, factual account of like what could really happen if I go out to a club or something, you know, like feeling awkward, no friends or something like that. So Act Natural, check that out. It's on YouTube. You're going to love it.
Yeah, I'm definitely going there first, man. Needing liquid courage is relatable. Yeah, that's relatable. I like that honest approach to music, man. So Act Natural, we need to head there first on the YouTube, correct?
Yep.
All right, man. So that is my time with Major Third. Y'all make sure that y'all check him out, bro. I appreciate you so much. Any last words before we get out of here?
Nah, man, I just want to thank you. It's been a pleasure coming on and talking to you.
Definitely. Y'all make sure that y'all follow him today. As soon as this stops playing, I need y'all to go to Instagram and follow Major Third Hip Hop. It's Cortez Mac TV. Let's go.